Hey guys, I'm here with a layout share for y'all. I've got quite a few layouts that I need, look at those, oh my goodness, that I need to put away in my books. So I've got these kind of organized into each book that they're going into so that when I'm done here, I can just pull out the books and pop them in. So let's get started. Some of these I have live videos for, some of them I have just regular recorded process videos on YouTube, and some of them I don't have anything. So I'll try to let you know what I've got going on with each one as we go by. So this is using the Wherever collection by 49 and Market. My son bought a new truck, and I thought this paper worked out perfectly for this layout. I have 3 photos. I believe these are about 3 by 3 and then a 3 by 4 photo, and I titled it Sweet Ride. Used a film strip, of course, one of my favorites. And what I did here is took this big scenic paper with the road on the bottom, and I tore it and then separated it and then put it on background paper and added some texture stamps and kind of messed it up a little bit. So I really love how this one turned out. I used some rub-ons here. I love this Ticket to Ride. The geotag I put in here, it just says sweet. And I love, this has been kind of one of my favorite layouts, I think. So there's that one. And I apologize, I don't know why my lighting is I feel like it's a little darker than normal, but I can't figure out why. So I apologize if it's a little dark today. Okay, so here's another one. I did this one for a live video. It may be under my YouTube channel under live videos, or it may have been before I was doing them on YouTube, and it would have been on Facebook, which means it's no longer there. But this is like a Friendsgiving gathering that my son had with his friends, and I just stamped thankful all down this ledger paper, and then made some leaves with the 49 and Market stamp and die set. And then these are just from a Vicky Bouton collection. All of this is pretty much Vicky Bouton, but I think it's all mixed up. So there's some Fernwood, there's some Print Shop, and then a bunch of old stuff from my stash as well. This is one from Valentine's Day. I have to change the date. I've got the wrong date here. But this is Vicky Bouton paper that I cut out. I believe there could be a live for this one on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure. But I created all of these waves using the die from the 49 and Market doily edge stamp and die. But I just used the die in different papers and kind of inked all the edges. Used this for here. These are 49 and Market ephemera, and this is just a very simple layout. I did use a 49 and Market rub-on that I did over these rays, and I love how that turned out too. This is a fun one using some 49 and Market. This is when we got snow this year in North Carolina, and my son had his boat in the water. And so there's a picture of his boat filled with snow, and then this is the beach. So I love like playing with the winter and summer here. I used this from 49 and Market, this kind of map paper, and then this old snowflake paper from my stash. And then I used some dies, snowflake dies. This sunburst is a rub-on from 49 and Market. And then these little fun embellishments here. The Let It Snow is super old from my stash. And then these are from 49 and Market. And again, I use those scalloped doily stamp and dies. This time I stamped them and die cut them out just to kind of resemble waves. Here's another one. I love this layout from 49 and Market again. Probably Wherever collection. This is washi tape from All and Create, this little teal color. And then these are acetate pieces, all from 49 and Market. I absolutely love this layout. I love the story that goes along with it. It's a 5x7 photo. And um, I just titled it Life is a Beautiful Journey. And I'll just read you the journaling. It says, "We buried Grandma B this week and we were back in Illinois. It was a beautiful day in late November and we took a walk along the river in Geneva. Dad was sharing memories of his youth and growing up there, and he showed you the spot on the river where he used to fish with Grandpa Brown." And so I just love this photo and the story that goes along with it. And it's a very simple layout, but I love it. This is one actually that I recently had published in Scrapbook and Layouts Today magazine. And this is using some Vicki Boutin papers. There's no video for this because I could not share this until now. But this is using the Bold and Bright collection by Vicki Boutin. All of these stitched squares is just pattern paper. And I cut out all of the greens, teals, and yellows and blues and used this design, which was a sketch. And it's pictures of my son surfing. And the title, This Today Was Epic. I love how that turned out. Here is another one. I recently did this one for a live, so this is available on my YouTube channel under the live section. I used the new 49 and Market, oh my gosh, Wanderlust Explorer for this one. And then I used the PET tape, this is what it looks like, from Arden on this as well. And then using my stamps or my dies, these are from the lure dies, and the fishing pole dies are all from Honeybee Stamps. And I absolutely love this too. I know I keep saying that, but I'm just loving some of these layouts. So fun to go back and look at them again. So this has kind of a companion page, and this is going to be the companion page for it. So this is the day they were out fishing, and then they caught this fish, and my son filleted it up and made dinner. So I did this fun little cluster here. Has a plate with a fish and the spoon and knife and fork and a lemon back here, and then the guest check, which I think was super fun. To tie it all together, I used the same papers, and then I used a similar sunburst, a different stencil, but still a sunburst with the same colors, and I think it really helps tie the two together. So those are all going into my middle son's book. Now we're into my next son, and this was a Valentine photo that he sent me. He made his girlfriend steak and eggs and guacamole, and this was a challenge. One of the customers at my little scrapbook store challenged me to use washi tape. She wanted to see how to use washi tape on a layout. So I created this big title, Love, out of, these are all different washi tape strips, and then the stitching is rub-ons from 49 and Market. So I just titled this Happy Love Day, and I have 3 little clusters. This is using mostly Sweet Rush, I believe. And I think this one's super fun. Very bright and playful. Here's another one. I use the 49 and Market Sunburst Stamp and Dies. So I stamped all of these kind of on tone and made a sunburst, and I was trying to kind of resemble the sunset here. This is a super simple layout. It's just a 5x7 photo. I titled it Wander, and a small little embellishment cluster here. This paper here is an old Pink Fresh Studio paper, and I do not believe there are any videos on this one. This is a fun snow layout from skiing, and these are photos of my son and his girlfriend on the ski lift. I used the Wherever collection from 49 and Market and kind of made it into a snowy collection by using my snowflake dies. I love the title. This is a rub-on. This is super fun. I put this rub-on in here. It says view, and then it's an instant of seeing or beholding visual inspection to sight. Anyway, it's the definition of view, and this says love this view, and I just love this so much. And then down here it says I'd go anywhere with you, or I'd go everywhere with you. One of my favorites again. This is another favorite. I did this for a live. This should be on my YouTube channel as well. This is just torn strips of paper with some sewing machine stitching along with lots of stamping. My son has all of these modeling composite photos, and I don't know what to do with all of them. I want to document them, so I cut this one up and just made it into strips, but the black and white go so well, I feel, with all of the pattern papers, and this was really fun to make. This is using mostly Chamel and Vicky Bouton. There should be a video for this on live videos probably. This is now for my youngest son's book. This is his birthday layout for his 23rd birthday. I scrap lifted Allison Davis on this one and used a Simple Stories collection, and to kind of make it birthday themed, because the collection was not birthday themed, I used some balloon dies that I had in my stash and then used words like yay in there for that. Super fun. All right, here is another one. I believe there's a live video for this. This is my son and his girlfriend at the beach, and I created this background. So this is all stenciling, and this is stenciling, and I believed I used Lindy's Stamp Gang Magicals with a dauber like this and did this. I believe there's a video on YouTube. It would probably be, I think there's one there. I hope there is. Anyway, kind of this one has several titles: Beautiful Day, XOXO, and then I just put Carolina Beach because that is where they were. Here's a fun and bright one. This is from a Luke Bryan concert, and I love that. I just feel like the pictures really pop on this page. And I don't think I did a video on this, but I'm not positive. If I did, it's very recent. But I cut this cassette tape out from one of the 3x4 cards, and then by kind of having that same color across the way, it ties it in. And then I put this flower up here to kind of bring all of these up here. I think there is a video on this, guys. Check out, it's not a live video. It would just be under my regular YouTube channel. Okay. This one I just did for a live for my little scrapbook store, but it is on my YouTube channel. I love this. This is another one of my son and his girlfriend. Another Luke Bryan concert, but the last one was from 2023. This is recent, just this month, 2025. These were the original photos on this, and I changed them into black and white. But you can go watch this process. It would be the last video I just did under the live section of my YouTube channel, and I titled this one Country Girl, and it's a Luke Bryan song. It's called Country Girl, and it says, Country Girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me, all that. Anyway, I put the rest, little more lyrics of the song there. So, super fun. This one is going to go into like an older book of my childhood photos. I did do a live video on this. It might be on my YouTube, I think, under the live section. This was a layout gone rogue, honestly. It took a turn for sure. I still love how it turned out. But there's a lot of mixed media in this video that I did not end up using most of it. Some of it's in here, so go watch the video and you'll see where this went all crazy on us. But I love the title, Happy Soul, and it's a picture of my brother and I both with my grandpa. It's a fun Christmas layout using Vicki Boutin collection. I made all of these stars with stencils and inking and stencils. Super fun. I believe there's a video on that as well. This is a fun one using Vicki Boutin Discover and Create. This is when I met Michelle, the owner of my little scrapbook store, one of my besties. She surprised me at my house in North Carolina and was coming through the area and surprised me in the morning before I went to work, and it was amazing. So I basically picked out this pattern paper and then pulled anything from my stash that would match it from the Vicki Boutin Discover and Create. And I really love how it turned out. Here's a fun Christmas layout. This was Christmas Eve. My husband and two of my boys went golfing. And this is just using an old Christmas collection from my stash. And I titled it, Oh, Christmas Tea Time. So, I did that for a design team Zoom, or is that design team live, so I probably don't have a video for that one. This is a fun Valentine's layout. I made this little envelope, and then these are all hearts stamped from a Tim Holtz, one of his rubber stamps with all the hearts. Love that stamp so much. I fussy cut them out. Some of them I outlined in black, some of them were already outlined. And I made this super simple, just using an XOXO. And my son had given me flowers for Mother's Day with a little post-it note on it. And I just wanted to document this. This was really fun. This is a layout I had published last fall in the Creative Scrapbooker magazine. No. This one was published in Scrapbook and Layouts today. And this was from the fall using Discover and Create. Super fun. Here is a snowy layout from our trip to Colorado this winter. Made these trees with a stamp and die set from Pink Fresh Studio, and then used I think it's called Snow Fun from Simple Stories. This is another layout I made with Michelle and Carrie. We were up in my scrapbook room. That was when she came to visit me that morning or surprise me. And this is using a scrapbooking doodlebug collection. And then all of the flowers I made on my own with a die set that I have. And then the You Can Never Have Too Much Happy is from, oh my gosh, Pretty Little Studio. And I used a Paige Evans idea for this one. This was an Easter layout I recently did. There is a video for this, I believe. It's probably in the live section if I have it. Anyway, this is from a Simple Stories collection. It is not an Easter collection, but I made it Easter by making these Easter eggs. So using Lindy's and stenciling and some stamping, and I really love how this turned out. I was so excited on this Easter because all of my boys were home. It was really great. All right, I did this for a live video, but I'm not sure if it's available on my YouTube channel or not. This is from a Post Malone concert this summer. Again, it was super exciting to have all my kids home. I used a travel collection, believe it or not, from it was either American Crafts or Simple Stories, but I used that same little die, stamp and die set from 49 and Market. I made some of my own embellishments with this Catherine Pooler stamp and die set, and I really love this one too. This is one I did probably for a live. I made the background using a stencil, and then this was a Pink Fresh Studio collection. I think it's called Sunshine on My Mind, and it's a very beautiful collection. I did make a lot of the embellishments. The shells are dies, the palm trees are dies, and then these florals come from an older Paige Evans collection, and then this is from 49 and Market, and then I made these clipboards to hold the photos, and I really love this one too. I keep saying that, but I do love these layouts. I do have a process video for this. I did this for May I Scrap Lift You. It is on my YouTube, not under the live, just under regular videos. And this was my first layout using Vicki Boutin Flower Emporium. And it was so fun to make, you guys. So fun. Go watch that video. It was super fun. This is one I made for a live. So it's under my YouTube channel under the live section. It's using 49 and Market Rust and Revs 2. These are pictures from our trip to Hawaii on Molokai Island. We went up for a hike, my husband and I, and we ran into these locals who had been boar hunting and caught this boar and got to talk to them, and it was very interesting. They killed that boar with a small knife, and I can't even believe it because boar are so mean. I would be so scared. But this was really fun to make. I mixed up some other 49 and Market acetate. I made some of my own embellishments, and it was super fun. This is one I did for a design team live, so this would not be on my YouTube channel. It's going to be on another one. And I used an older Pink Fresh Studio collection, and then the title I made here by wrapping embroidery floss around those letters, and super fun. Really fun layout, and I just pulled anything concert related from my stash. Finally, this is my last layout. I basically, well, this is like a flip flap, so basically like this, and I die cut this big. I believe this is available on my live videos as well on YouTube. And it was so fun to make. We did a whole bunch of mixed media on the background and then covered it with this big snowflake paper that I die cut on my silhouette. Made a bunch of these embellishments, and this is a crazy story from my trip to Colorado. It's a long story. I'm not going to read it, but it was fun. And this is the story. So a little companion page to that. And then when you close it, I used the part that I cut out from that large die cut to kind of finish it off. So, y'all, this was quite the stack, and I'm super excited to be able to put these into my layout or my albums now. If you want to check out any of the videos, look back on my YouTube channel. If you are looking for any supplies, check out my little scrapbook store. I'll leave the link below. That is where I get all of my supplies. And if you're not a customer, you can use my code. For your first purchase, you can save 10% off your entire purchase. My code will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed this layout share. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will be so happy to answer any questions. And I would love for you to hit the like button if you enjoyed this. That way it can get kind of sent out to more people with that YouTube algorithm. And maybe get some more traction on my channel. So I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.